When an existing home undergoes a complete rewiring, the installation must adhere to the current electrical code, not the code in place when the home was initially wired. The primary reason for this requirement is to ensure the safety of the home's occupants, and the electrical code is continuously revised to incorporate new safety concerns and technological advancements. Several specific code requirements may not have been in effect when the home was originally wired. These include arc fault circuit interrupters, RFCIs, in bedrooms, ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in bathrooms, kitchens, and other damp locations, hardwired smoke detectors, tamper-resistant receptacles, and proper outlet spacing. Arc fault circuit interrupters, RFCIs, are crucial safety devices designed to prevent electrical fires. They work by detecting arc faults, which are dangerous electrical discharges caused by damaged or deteriorated wiring, loose connections, or other electrical problems. These arc faults can generate excessive heat, which can ignite surrounding materials and lead to a fire. RFCIs are specifically designed to trip the circuit breaker when an arc fault is detected, interrupting the flow of electricity and preventing a fire from starting. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates the use of RFCIs in specific locations throughout the home, primarily in bedrooms and other areas where occupants are likely to be sleeping. This is because arc faults can occur undetected, posing a significant fire risk, especially during nighttime hours. By installing RFCIs in these areas, the risk of electrical fires is significantly reduced, providing an added layer of safety for the home's occupants. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are another essential safety device designed to protect people from electrical shock. They work by monitoring the current flowing through a circuit and detecting any leakage current that may be flowing to ground. This leakage current, known as a ground fault, can occur when electricity escapes its intended path and flows through a person's body to ground, resulting in a potentially fatal electric shock. GFCIs are designed to trip the circuit breaker when a ground fault is detected, quickly interrupting the flow of electricity and preventing an electric shock from occurring. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires the use of GFCIs in specific locations where there is a high risk of electrical shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and other wet areas. These locations are prone to moisture, which can increase the risk of electrical shock. By installing GFCIs in these areas, the risk of electrical shock is significantly reduced, providing a safer environment for the home's occupants. Hardwired smoke detectors are crucial life safety devices that provide early warning of a fire, giving occupants time to escape safely. Unlike battery-powered smoke detectors, hardwired smoke detectors are connected directly to the home's electrical system, ensuring a reliable power source. They also typically include a battery backup, which provides power in the event of a power outage. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires hardwired smoke detectors in specific locations throughout the home, including each bedroom, outside each sleeping area, and on every level of the home. These smoke detectors must be interconnected, so that if one detector detects smoke, all of the detectors in the home will sound an alarm, providing early warning to all occupants, regardless of their location. Tamper-resistant receptacles are designed to prevent children from inserting objects into electrical outlets, reducing the risk of electrical shock. These receptacles have internal shutters that prevent objects from being inserted unless both prongs of a plug are inserted simultaneously. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires tamper-resistant receptacles in all new construction and renovation projects, particularly in areas where children are likely to be present. By installing tamper-resistant receptacles, the risk of electrical shock to children is significantly reduced, providing a safer environment for families. Proper outlet spacing is another important safety consideration when wiring a home. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the maximum distance between electrical outlets to ensure that extension cords are not used excessively. Extension cords can be a fire hazard if they are overloaded or damaged. The NEC requires that outlets be spaced no more than 12 feet apart along walls, so that no point along the wall is more than 6 feet from an outlet. This helps to reduce the reliance on extension cords and minimizes the risk of electrical fires. It is important to note that some jurisdictions may have adopted older versions of the electrical code. Because of this, it is always best to check with the local building department to determine the specific requirements for the area. Firstly, understanding the National Electrical Code, or NEC, is crucial for any electrical work. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that govern the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years to reflect new technologies, safety concerns, and best practices. The NEC is not a law itself, but it is widely adopted by state and local governments as the basis for their electrical codes. Secondly, arc fault circuit interrupters, or RSIs, are essential for preventing electrical fires. They detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical discharges caused by damaged or deteriorated wiring, loose connections, or other electrical problems. RSIs are required in bedrooms and other areas where occupants are likely to be sleeping, as these are the areas where arc faults can occur undetected, posing a significant fire risk. Thirdly, ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are critical for protecting people from electrical shock. They detect ground faults, which occur where electricity escapes its intended path and flows through a person's body to ground. GFCIs are required in bathrooms, kitchens, and other wet areas where there is a high risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, hardwired smoke detectors provide early warning of a fire, giving occupants time to escape safely. They are connected directly to the home's electrical system and include a battery backup in case of a power outage. Hardwired smoke detectors are required in each bedroom, outside each sleeping area, and on every level of the home. They must be interconnected, so that if one detector detects smoke, all of the detectors in the home will sound an alarm. Fifthly, tamper-resistant receptacles prevent children from inserting objects into electrical outlets, reducing the risk of electrical shock. They have internal shutters that prevent objects from being inserted unless both prongs of a plug are inserted simultaneously. Tamper-resistant receptacles are required in all new construction and renovation projects, particularly in areas where children are likely to be present. Sixthly, proper outlet spacing minimizes the use of extension cords, which can be a fire hazard if they are overloaded or damaged. The NEC requires that outlets be spaced no more than 12 feet apart along walls, so that no point along the wall is more than 6 feet from an outlet. Seventhly, when rewiring an existing home, it is essential to follow the current electrical code requirements. This ensures that the new wiring is safe and up to code. It is also important to check with the local building department to determine the specific requirements for the area. Eighthly, electrical permits are typically required for rewiring projects. Permits ensure that the work is inspected by a qualified electrical inspector to ensure that it meets the electrical code requirements. Ninthly, hiring a qualified electrician is essential for rewiring projects. A qualified electrician has the knowledge and experience to safely and correctly install electrical wiring and equipment. They can also ensure that the work meets the electrical code requirements and is inspected by a qualified electrical inspector. Finally, it is important to remember that electrical work can be dangerous. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, it is best to hire a qualified electrician. Attempting to perform electrical work without the proper knowledge and experience can result in serious injury or death. When considering the electrical panel, it's important to ensure it's adequately sized for the home's electrical load. The electrical panel is the main distribution point for electricity in the home, and it must be able to handle the total amount of electricity that the home's appliances and devices draw. If the panel is too small, it can overload, causing breakers to trip or even a fire. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for calculating the electrical load of a home and determining the appropriate size for the electrical panel. When upgrading an electrical panel, it's often recommended to increase the amperage rating to accommodate future electrical needs. For example, a home with a 100 amp panel might be upgraded to a 200 amp panel to provide more capacity for new appliances, electric vehicle chargers, or other electrical devices. When running new wiring, it's crucial to use the correct wire gauge for the circuit. Wire gauge refers to the thickness of the wire, and it determines how much current the wire can safely carry. Using the wrong wire gauge can lead to overheating, voltage drop, and even a fire. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides tables that specify the appropriate wire gauge for different circuit amperages and wire types. For example, a 15-amp circuit typically requires 14-gauge wire, while a 20-amp circuit typically requires 12-gauge wire. All electrical boxes must be properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. Grounding provides a safe path for electricity to flow in the event of a fault, such as a short circuit. Electrical boxes are typically grounded by connecting them to a grounding wire, which is then connected to the grounding electrode system of the home. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the requirements for grounding electrical boxes and other electrical equipment. Electrical splices must be made inside approved electrical boxes. Electrical splices are connections between two or more wires, and they must be made in a way that is mechanically and electrically sound. Splices that are not made properly can loosen over time, leading to overheating, arcing, and even a fire. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires that all electrical splices be made inside approved electrical boxes to protect them from damage and prevent them from becoming a fire hazard. When installing recessed lighting, it's important to use fixtures that are rated for insulation contact, or IC rated. Recessed lighting fixtures can generate a lot of heat, and if they are not properly insulated, they can overheat and cause a fire. IC rated fixtures are designed to be installed in direct contact with insulation, preventing them from overheating. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires the use of IC rated fixtures when recessed lighting is installed in insulated ceilings. Surge protection is important to protect sensitive electronic equipment from damage caused by power surges. Power surges are sudden increases in voltage that can damage electronic devices, such as computers, televisions, and appliances. Surge protectors work by diverting excess voltage away from the protected equipment. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, recommends the use of surge protection devices, or SPDs, in homes to protect electronic equipment from damage caused by power surges. Carbon monoxide detectors are essential for protecting against carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. It is produced by Chinese letter appliances such as furnaces, water heaters, and stoves. Carbon monoxide detectors sound an alarm when carbon monoxide is detected, giving occupants time to evacuate the home. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires carbon monoxide detectors in homes that have fuel-burning appliances or an attached garage. When installing wiring and conduit, it's important to use the correct type of conduit for the application. Conduit is a protective tube that is used to enclose electrical wiring. There are different types of conduit available, each designed for specific applications. For example, rigid metal conduit, or RMC, is used for outdoor applications where the wiring is exposed to physical damage. Electrical metallic tubing, or RMT, is used for indoor applications where the wiring is not exposed to physical damage. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the types of conduit that are permitted for different applications. When installing wiring in wet locations, it's important to use wiring that is rated for wet locations. Wet location wiring is designed to withstand moisture and prevent electrical shock. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the types of wiring that are permitted for wet locations, such as underground wiring and wiring that is exposed to the weather. When running wiring through walls, it's important to protect the wiring from damage. This can be done by using conduit, running the wiring through a bored hole, or using cable staples to secure the wiring to the wall studs. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for protecting wiring from damage when it is run through walls. When installing electrical equipment outdoors, it's important to use equipment that is rated for outdoor use. Outdoor electrical equipment is designed to withstand the elements such as rain, snow, and sunlight. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the types of electrical equipment that are permitted for outdoor use. When working with electricity, it's important to always follow safety precautions. These precautions include wearing rubber gloves, using insulated tools, and turning off the power before working on electrical circuits. It's also important to be aware of the potential hazards of electricity and to take steps to avoid them. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides safety guidelines for working with electricity. When troubleshooting electrical problems, it's important to use a multimeter to test for voltage, continuity, and resistance. A multimeter is a versatile tool that can be used to diagnose a wide range of electrical problems. It's important to know how to use a multimeter safely and correctly before attempting to troubleshoot electrical problems. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to use a multimeter to troubleshoot electrical problems. When replacing electrical devices, it's important to use devices that are rated for the same voltage and amperage as the original devices. Using devices that are not rated for the correct voltage and amperage can lead to overheating, damage, or even a fire. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to select the correct electrical devices for different applications. When working with aluminum wiring, it's important to use special connectors that are designed for use with aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring can corrode over time, which can lead to loose connections and overheating. Special connectors are designed to prevent corrosion and ensure a reliable connection. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to work with aluminum wiring. When installing electrical wiring in hazardous locations, it's important to use equipment that is rated for hazardous locations. Hazardous locations are areas where there is a risk of explosion or fire due to the presence of flammable gases, vapors, or dust. Electrical equipment that is rated for hazardous locations is designed to prevent explosions and fires. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to install electrical wiring in hazardous locations. When installing electrical wiring in agricultural buildings, it's important to use wiring methods that are suitable for agricultural environments. Agricultural buildings can be exposed to corrosive chemicals, moisture, and rodents. Wiring methods that are suitable for agricultural environments are designed to withstand these conditions. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to install electrical wiring in agricultural buildings. When installing electrical wiring in healthcare facilities, it's important to use wiring methods that are designed to protect patients from electrical shock. Healthcare facilities are required to have special electrical systems that provide a high level of protection against electrical shock. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to install electrical wiring in healthcare facilities. When installing electrical wiring in swimming pools, it's important to use wiring methods that are designed to protect swimmers from electrical shock. Swimming pools are required to have special electrical systems that provide a high level of protection against electrical shock. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides information on how to install electrical wiring in swimming pools. Remember to consult the most recent version of the National Electrical Code and local amendments for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals for any electrical work.